That smell of death got to my soul. And we're really scared. When the war started, my husband and I decided that I should leave for Poland with the children. He is a father of many children and could also come with us. But my husband was formerly in the military and even served in Yugoslavia. For this reason, he said he would not leave and flee his homeland. I took the children to Poland. My husband stayed here. He applied for a volunteer unit. He was told to expect a call. Excuse me. We were in touch with him every day. Then on June 3rd of the 22nd year, I couldn't get in touch with him. It turns out that the following happened. He went out to get groceries. The Russians were shelling the post office at the time. 2 rockets flew into the private sector, where he was at the time. As it turned out later, and as I was told, came home, locked all the locks. The couch was covered in blood. The children's desk was here, also covered in blood. That's where he must have fallen. There's a trail of his head, even with hair on it. All these days, I called the police. I asked for help and said that I could not get through to my husband. I had a feeling something was wrong. The police answered that they couldn't come to my house because there was so much shelling. 10 days later, I got a call from the police. They said there was less shelling now and the police were able to come to our neighborhood. The rescuers cut out a piece of the door. They went into the apartment, and there he was, lying there. Started decomposing. You'll have a hard time imagining what the smell of death is. After returning from Poland, I was only going to the door, and suddenly that smell, that dead body smell just permeated everything. I threw away the children's toys. I threw out the kids' things. Furthermore, I threw away everything we had bought for years. I had to call in workers for apartment repairs. They told me that everything had to be ripped off. In order to get rid of the corpse poison in this apartment, I had to take it all apart brick by brick. And now for the scariest part. That smell of death got to my soul. That smell is with me everywhere. We now live in another apartment, and I can smell this horrible smell. This is the mark of the war. When he leaves me, I don't know. I sometimes feel like it's for life. This is how we live. My children and I were given the status of internal refugees because of the hostilities. Unfortunately, this is the apartment we currently rented. If the shelling starts, we run over here. We sit down and sit like this. And we're really scared. Angelina, 9 years old. For her, the aftermath of the war is a craving for kindness. She now tries to find joy everywhere. What is happiness? It is a home, friendship, and family. This is Maxim. He is 11 years old. He's an adult now. He loved his father very much, so he misses him now. As a result, the child starts to withdraw into himself. And it's very scary. What happiness is, I don't even know. My husband's name was Roman. He served in the army. After the army, he was sent to Yugoslavia. He served in Yugoslavia in the late 90s. He was awarded a medal for participation in combat operations. He had the rank of officer, but he decided not to continue his military service, resigned and went to work in a factory. My husband and I worked together. We helped each other as much as we could. Even when the teacher called from school asking for help to repair a chair or a desk, there were no questions at all. The children loved my husband very much. He goes to the garage to repair the car and takes the child with him. He put Maxim behind the wheel when he was 2 years old. So my eldest son is now 11 years old, and he already knows how to drive a car. He remembers how his father taught him. This is my youngest child, Andrew. He will be 5 years old in a week. When we were running away from the war, we went to Poland. In Poland, we got chicken pox. The doctors gave us first aid. When we returned to Ukraine, the first thing I did was to take my child to the doctor. So he was diagnosed with heart problems. I think it was the consequences of the war. When the war started, he was very frightened. He was very stressed. Now we have to have an examination. But my circumstances are such that it is quite difficult to do so. I can't leave my 2 older children at home alone for fear of more shelling. For this reason, it is very problematic for me to start inpatient treatment with my youngest son in the hospital.